Hey there guys, so sorry for the lack of boxing videos, but I promise you guys there's quite a lot of fights coming up in recent months that I want to talk about, so there will be more boxing videos coming. So let's talk about this one now. Josh Taylor going to be fighting for the IBF world title against Ivan Baranchyk. I believe the fight's taking place in May as part of the World Boxing Super Series tournament. You guys know that already. Both guys are undefeated. Both guys have looked very confident and very impressive so far in their careers. And it's a fight that I'm interested in. I really do think, obviously, I'm a fan of Josh Taylor, you guys know that, and I'm going to be rooting for him. But looking at this fight objectively, it's a fight that I do like. I think it's going to be action-packed. I think it's going to be entertaining. And I have a pretty clear idea of how I think the fight should go. Basically, Ivan Baranchyk. I want to talk about Ivan Baranchyk for a second because I don't really think I've ever done a video about this guy. But Ivan Baranchyk's last fight, he won the title vacant against Anthony Yiggert. Now, Anthony Yiggert, I was a big fan of Anthony Yiggert. I followed his career for a long time, and you guys might remember that in the past when I'd made videos about Anthony Yiggert, I believe I mentioned this in my post-fight review for his fight against Joe Hughes, and I might have even mentioned it in my prediction for the Sandor Martin fight too. I can't remember if I did, but I may have. I mentioned how Anthony Yiggert, in my opinion, I'd expressed concerns that he was in the wrong weight division because Anthony Yiggert is one of these guys who, he doesn't appear to be in the right division to me. I always, one of the things that always sticks in the back of my mind is for the weigh-in for his fight against Joe Hughes. I remember Anthony Yiggert saying that he ate like a full fry-up before he did the weigh-in, and he still made weight comfortably. And I remember watching the Joe Hughes fight, and during that fight, Anthony Yiggert hit Joe Hughes with everything. I mean, he threw everything but the kitchen sink at him. And although he was able to dominate the fight and win pretty much nearly every round, he wasn't able to drop or seriously hurt Joe Hughes, who isn't great defensively and is quite one-dimensional. So I felt that Anthony Yiggert was in the wrong division. I felt that he really should have dropped down to lightweight. I think he would have been much more effective there. And he said he was going to drop down to lightweight. However, for whatever reasons, the Sauerlands thought it was a good idea to throw him into this World Boxing Super Series tournament. And I kind of felt that he was pressured to go into that tournament. I think that the Sauerlands did a terrible job managing that guy. And yeah, the reason why I'm bringing that up is because when he fought Ivan Baranchyk, if you look at that fight, in my personal opinion, there was a lot about Baranchyk that I noticed. I think defensively the guy has holes. I think he does have flaws. And I think that Anthony Yiggert was able to land shots and he was able to cause him problems here and there. But the problem was that Yiggert just wasn't strong enough or powerful enough to keep the much stronger and much harder puncher Ivan Baranchyk off him. And as you guys know, Ivan Baranchyk did some serious damage to Anthony Yiggert's eye and managed to force a late stoppage. And that's what I believe he and his people are planning to try and do to Josh Taylor. I know that Edward Troyanovsky, who was also part of this tournament, he's saying that he believes that Ivan Baranchyk will stop Josh Taylor in the later rounds. He's picking Baranchyk by knockout. And the way I see this fight going, I mentioned how Anthony Yiggert didn't have the power or the strength to keep Baranchyk off him. Well, Josh Taylor has history with Anthony Yiggert. Josh Taylor actually beat Anthony Yiggert convincingly in the amateurs. And the big difference between those two is that unlike Anthony Yiggert, Josh Taylor is a full-blown light welterweight. And Josh Taylor is a guy who's proven his power at a very high level now. Okay, he was able to drop Victor Postal, who has a tough chin, very durable. He also was able to drop and stop O'Hara Davis, who was a rising contender at the time. He was able to stop Miguel Vasquez, who had never been stopped, a very tough, durable Mexican fighter who's very scrappy and ugly, with his style. He's got a real ugly spoiler style, doesn't usually get stopped. And Josh Taylor was able to stop him. So Josh Taylor, to me, he's proven his punching power, is what I'm saying. He's proven that he can box consistently for 12 rounds. Against Postal, that was a very hard, grueling 12-round fight where he had to show a lot of power and a lot of stamina in the later rounds. When he fought Ryan Martin, again, it was just a clinical performance. He completely schooled the guy from the opening bell. So to me, Josh Taylor's a fighter who has proven his power, he's proven his chin, and he's proven his stamina, but he's also proven physical strength. Like if you look at the grueling fights he had with Victor Postal and with Miguel Vasquez, who are guys who are, known to be quite physically strong and difficult to look good against. And I think Josh Taylor, to me, just proved his strength. I mean, his body punching ability, the way that he's able to roll punches inside and counter, that little sneaky right hook that he throws from mid-range. I just think that the guy is a really, really masterful boxer, and I do think that he has attributes which are going to cause a nightmare for Ivan Baranchyk in the ring. So obviously I'm a Josh Taylor fan, but that's not affecting this prediction at all. I'm just calling it as I see it. I think he's going to beat Ivan Baranchyk. I really do. I think that Ivan Baranchyk, despite being a very good fighter, despite being a big puncher, I just think he's too crude, and I don't think he has the boxing skill or the versatility to really get the better of a guy like Josh Taylor. I think Josh Taylor's going to outbox him. I think he's going to catch him to the body on the inside. And I think that if Baranchyk thinks he's just going to be able to just wear Taylor down and just walk forward and, push him back and break him down and knock him out like he was able to do against Yigit, I think he's in for a rude awakening. I don't think he's going to be able to do that to Taylor. I really don't. I mean, I could be wrong. I would give the guy a puncher's chance, but I just think there's a big difference in terms of boxing ability. So I'm picking Taylor to win the fight. I think he's going to win the fight convincingly and become Scotland's first world champion since Ricky. So let me know what you guys think, and thanks for watching. God bless.